Hello, sorry I did lose you. My connection completely went this end. My friend told me it paused. I don't know what happened. I can't tell you, but I'm back again. I'm very, very sorry for that and apologise. But we're going to go through the paints now. Okay, so just in case you missed it, the two projects, okay, are the plate and the candle. So welcome back if you're back again. I'm very sorry. Hi, Catherine. I do apologise for that. I have no idea what happened. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you the candle paints first. Now these candle paints, I love these. Now on the Crafts Companion website, you'll find these on there at the moment. There are 7 colours available on there. They are so gorgeous and smooth and creamy to work with. You can do lots of paint techniques. So if you like to do your we've got folk art flowers, then these are a lovely consistency to do those directly onto your candles. Okay, they're going to be fully burnable, no spitting, no splattering. So these are great for working onto your candles, because sometimes we can get some decorated. We put our rice papers on and they look absolutely stunning as well, but they're only for decoration only, whereas these ones are decoration and you can use them, so you can burn something pretty in your sitting room. Fabulous. So I'll take you through the colours that are available on the website. So we have got bright fuchsia, gorgeous colour there. We have got the pearl, which is a really good one for mixing your colours, making them lighter. Good evening, Andrea. Hi, Jennifer. Thank you for pointing out the problems I had with my camera earlier on. Thank you. We've got a beautiful rich gold. I've got a Gordon, that's one of my favourites. This is the dark orchid. It's hard to see there, it looks black. It's a gorgeous, deep, rich purple colour. It's fabulous on the candles. We got, there we go, lovely green, great for your Christmas green and your greenery. A beautiful Christmas red there as well. But great if you want to paint poppies onto your candles, a great one to start. And then we've got the, I think now, ooh, silver. Another great basic. Again, you can lighten up your colours with a silver, so it's really nice. Silver and a gold mixed together, look fabulous when you sponge them onto a candle. We'll see what we can do, see if we can get something like that for you later on. So, what I'll also be working with is some of the Starlights. I'll go really, really quickly. I'm going to be using, again, I'm using the bright fuchsia, but it's in the Starlight paints now for the glass. And I'm going to be using the Island Blue, which is a gorgeous lilac-y colour. And I'm going to be using the Chartreuse, which is a lovely sort of limey gold, really nice. And I am using the Emerald, because I just love this colour, one of my favourites that is. So, and of course I'll be using marvellous Crackle Glaze on our paint, along with some acrylic paint as well. Okay, basic stuff. Or maybe a little bit black. Don't know yet, maybe a bit black. Okay, so what I thought we start with first, we start with the plate. Okay, because when we're going to do a paint layer on this, we need to let it dry. So I'm going to put my sears on, and I'm going to pop the camera down, and we're going to get started. Hiya, Brenda. Thanks for watching. There you go. I apologise again for any strobing at all. Right, so what we're going to start off with, I'm going to start decorating the plate. And I've popped it down this bit of white card so that we can see it, okay? And then I'm going to start decorating. Now, I've done it slightly different to the plate we had before. I thought I'd give you another serving suggestion. So I've dug out one of my old stencils, okay, which is really, really another fairy, very pretty. And what we're going to start off, I've started off with a black Starlight on there. To start off with, just to get the colour going on it. There we go. And then I'm going to start building our pattern around it. Okay. I'm having a problem with that. I'm just trying to, there we go. There we go. Okay. No strobing. Oh, lovely. Thanks, Jennifer. I was panicking because it was like lines going everywhere. It looked like something I was going to kind of beam out of something like Doctor Who, which is starting on 7th October. Can't wait. Not that I'm that excited about it, obviously. I am very excited about it. I am a Whovian. I'm not ashamed to admit it. Right then, so I've already started stenciling here, and I've used the black Starlight paint through my lovely little stencil. Now we're going to build in some detail around here. This is where you can really play with your stencils. Now I am using the same stencil I use. I am using, excuse the state of it, my Fairy Rose, because I absolutely love these flowers here. You can see where I've taped around areas I don't really want on there. But you can see these beautiful flowers and the gorgeous long stem on there that we use on the candle afterwards. There you go. Hi Adele. Hi Catherine again. So I'm going to start off with adding some decoration from this. So what I've done is I put a little bit of my Crafts Companion Stick and Spray on the back of my stencil, just to help me control it really. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that down just onto the corner. I'm just going to do quite a random design. So I'm starting off, hope you can see that. I am starting off with, let me just get those comments off so I can see, there you go. Using, I like to use the stencil brushes. Oops, that's just how I like to apply it. But again, you can apply it with a sponge, with stencil brushes, any way that you find most comfortable to apply it. Okay, so I'm going to start here. So I'm going to start off, and I like to put through my lightest colour first, and then put my dark colour on top. Now I have got, oops, I'm terrible for this. I have towels. I have old towels that I cut up and use to stamp my brushes and clean my brushes, clean my tables, everything. So I like to, when I'm working on glass, I will take off some of the paint and work in thin layers. So I'm going to be tapping through the stencil. And again, I'm working in thin layers. Because if you tend to put too much through and you haven't got your stencil down, or even if your stencil is down, if you're putting on lots and lots of paint, it's going to bleed through your stencil, or you're going to get a line that's going to go smudgy anyway. Okay, so lots of light tapping. Then I'm going to start adding on my second colour, which I'm using the bright fuchsia in this one. And I'm just going to start adding some shading in areas of my flower. This is where I start building the colours. Again, I'm going back to my lightest one, which is my island blue. And then I'm just going to tap it through. Okay, again, building up the colour. So in between, you're allowing it to dry a little bit as well. So I bring back the other brush. And if you can see it on there, it's starting to build up the colours now. Again, you could do this and dry it in between, pop the stencil back on. I like to just blend the colours in. But I'm not going for an opaque finish on this because we're going to be colouring behind it anyway, and it will show up anyway. Okay. Again, going back with my bright fuchsia, adding a little bit in there. Now my brushes are very, very slightly damp, but don't have them damp when you're playing on glass. It's just because where I've been doing the sample, my brushes weren't quite dry, and I did try and dry them quickly with a hairdryer. So now I'm taking some of the emerald. I'm squeezing my brush down because I'm going into the smaller detail, and I'm going to just lightly do that through there. Okay, pick up a little bit more paint, just lightly through. And then where that's dried a little bit now, I could add a little bit more. Okay, take a little bit off my mat. There we go. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more of the pink. There we go. Okay, so when we take this off now, take it off carefully. Okay, we can see, I'm going to lift this white up here, we'll do a couple more. Can we see where we're starting that gorgeous pattern there? Of course, we're working from the reverse. So I'm going to do another one up here so you can see. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to pop another one up in this corner here. Really, really see, simple and easy way to decorate your projects. Take a little bit of paint, and I'm going to dab that. If you can see, I'm dabbing that through to the glass. Okay, now I'm just going to hold that down a little bit there. As you can see, because the glass is slightly beveled, just be careful on those little pieces. And don't be rushing it like you won't be demoing it, so you'll be able to do it nice and lightly and tidy. Okay, so I'm going to hold that down a little bit, and I'm putting in a little bit of my darker bright fuchsia. Again, lots of light tapping, and I'm going to build that colour in with not too much paint on my brush at any one time. Okay, just have enough on there just to blend that across. I'm going to take a little bit of the emerald again. Okay, I'm just going to tap that through. Again, nice and light, keeping my brush squeezed down because I'm using it to go through the detail. And when we lift that carefully, okay, just lift it carefully because you don't want to smudge it as you're taking it off. Again, we can see now. Can you see how we're building that lovely design there? There we go. Okay, so what I could do now is I could add just a couple of butterflies in. So I'm going to, it says, take some of the chartreuse. It's a lovely limey, sort of a limey gold. Really, really nice. I always think of it like an Art Deco-y gold. It's just my take on that. So I've done some of the chartreuse, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a little bit around with the pink in there as well. And back to my chartreuse, and then I'm going to add in a bit more of the cerise pink. Again, light tapping. And when we take it away, again, we've got another one. I'll lift it up for you in 2 seconds. So I'm going to then, I'm being careful because I don't want to, I would normally let this dry. So I just want to get a little bit of butterfly detail down without trying to smudge it too much. So again, I'm just tapping through lightly, holding it in place. The spray on the back helps me stop it from slipping. Okay, so I'm going to tilt this up now. So you can see we're building that design up there. So I'm then going to take, because I've got this lovely little birdhouse design, and I only want the leaves. That's all I want off that. That's what I love my stencils for. It's because, you know, you can just pick up the bits you want. So we just want to add in some little details. Okay, so I put that. Sprays on the other side. So I think it's only a tiny bit of spray so I don't move it around everywhere on there. So again, light tapping through my stencil, and this is just for a tiny bit of decoration around the edges. Again, lifting carefully. And then what we can do is we can add some along little details along the bottom, along the top. You see, and this just gives it sort of a, you know, just creating a scene on your glass plates. I'm just really doing it quick and easy for you. Okay, I'll pop another one down here, and I'll move on to the next stage. Okay, you can see where I slipped there. So just to give you an idea, so when I lift this up now, okay, and I'll put this card behind, you can see how we're building up that idea behind. Okay, what I will need to do now, I am going to pop the hairdryer on just for 2 seconds because this isn't heatproof, this is not heatproof glass, so I'm using cool air. So I'm literally, sorry for the noise, 2 seconds just to dry this so I can show you the next stage. Sorry about that, there we go. Right, what we do next now is we're going to use, obviously you let it dry longer, I just want to get this stage, I have got one prepared for you already. Okay, so I've got the lovely Imagination Crafts Crackle Glaze. Now I'll be using some on my show on the 10th of October as well, different way. So the Crackle Glaze, you need a soft brush, just pop those back to the side. Okay, I just get a normal soft brush. Now I'm going to turn this round so I'm working this way. Now with my Crackle Glaze, the same if you were putting onto MDF, things like that. I would do my Crackle Glaze. I'm going to do this up and down this way, but when I come to put my paint on, I will paint it across the other way so I get the crackle. Now what I found is on glass is you only need a thin layer of the Crackle Glaze on it. If you put too thick a layer onto the glass, what happened is the paint will keep splitting. I know it sounds silly, it's just the paint, when you put the backing on, the paint will keep splitting and you're painting it forever. You really are. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some of the Crackle Glaze onto my mat. Oops, just put my thing. And then with your brush, you're just going to put a lovely, there you go, just a thin layer. I'm trying not to brush too heavy over the paint because my paint isn't quite dry. Okay, so you want a nice thin layer going across over the back of our paint. Okay. There we go. So we're just going to paint straight down, and we're only painting down here. Okay, straight down. There we go. Then what happened is once we do this now, we need to let it dry. Okay. Now, I like to let it dry naturally. You can help it along with a hairdryer, But with the glass, I found the crackle was better if you let it dry naturally. Just taking away any excess from the sides. Here we go. So again, nice thin layer, make sure it's all done. And then we'll pop that to one side to dry. Okay. There we go. Let me just wipe that bit up there. I'll pop that in the water. I'll clean this over now. Right, here's one that I've already been playing with for you very quickly. Okay, so there's the stage, and what I've done now is the Crackle Glaze has dried on the back. So the next stage is the important stage. I'm going to turn it back this way for this bit. So the next bit is the important stage. So I'm going to take some paint. Soft blend would do it. I don't happen to have that, so I've just got some my acrylic paint here. Because you can, it's important how you do this. I'm not talking that very clearly there. So we've done our Crackle Glaze this way. So now with the acrylic, I'm going to come this way here with the paint. You could use gesso. Okay, it does work, but I find on the glass that I preferred using an acrylic paint. So what you do is we're going to load our brush up with some paint. It's just white paint I got here. Now the important thing is when we do this, we must only go over that one area the one time, okay? Because what happens is if you go over it a second time, you will pull the crack off. You'll get lumps and you'll pull it off. So it's important when you're doing it to load your brush up, and we're just going to go down here because then it's only a small area. So we're just going to pull that down across the one. Then when I come to the next one, I'm just going up to it. You see? And then I'm going to go again across there up to where I've already been. You see how simple this is? And this, I don't know if you can see it, I'll show you now that it's cracked already. Okay. I must only go over those areas the once. So I'm going to go over here. Okay. I'm just going to make sure I'm not going over that twice. Again. Okay. There we go. And then the last piece here. Okay. Any little areas here I won't worry about. Okay. So I'm hoping I'll show you now that can you see has cracked already. There you go, look. Can you see the cracks there? It's really, really great stuff. One of the fastest crackles I've ever worked with. There you go, okay. So what we need to do now is we're going to let that dry. And whilst that's drying, before we do the next stage, we start our candle. Okay, so let me pop that to one side. Oh, there you go. Let me just pop this paint back in the pot. We don't want to waste any product, so we're going to pop it all back in. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm not wasting any of my paint. It's back into my pot. There we go. Okay, pop that into the water. See, these towels are really useful. They're sold cut up towels. Okay, so I'm going to bring in the candle. So we are working towards our candle. Very, very easy, really, really simple to do. But what a gift that I make for somebody. And you can tie a bit of ribbon on it, and away you go. It's so easy to do, and these paints are amazing. They're so creamy. They adhere to your candles. You can decorate soaps with them. Anything sort of, what do you call it, a slick surface, you can do it to. They're easy to use, and they are non-toxic as well. Now, whilst I was preparing this earlier on, I'll tell you the story behind it now. I thought, no, I'm just going to do a couple of stages, as you do, isn't it? I'll just do a couple of stages, and then I can carry on and show you, you know, just finish off one bit. I got so enthralled in it, doing it again, that I'd more or less done all the flowers, so I've had to open another candle. So you've got one bit left to do on there. We're going to fill in the butterflies. I thought I'd show you how easy this is. So this is a standard silk candle, okay? And we're going to work with our flower stencil again. Okay, I'm going to put a little bit of my Put all my stick and spray on the back. Give it a good shake, and I always take off the excess on my clothes. That's why I've got glue on one of my clothes. So I've got this beautiful flower stem on this rose fairy. It's really, really useful. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop that onto my candle. I like to rest it in some plastic plates whilst I'm doing it. Okay. Now, what you'll notice is this part here, because it's all nice and closed in, will bend round. This part here, because it's got a straight bit, will have a little bit sticky out. So we need to hold that down whilst we stencil. Okay. So I'm going to start off, I'll swap my paints round. And here I have my candle paints in the Gorgeous Bright Fuchsia, the Rich Gold, the Dark Orchid, and the green. Absolutely fabulous colours. So what I'm going to do is, let's get my brushes, clean off the Starlights. Okay, there we go. When you're using the candle paints, you must have dry brushes, okay, because obviously there's a binder in it, it's a wax binder in it, and that's what binds it to the candle and makes it burnable. So we're going to start off then. I'm going to take some of my beautiful, I'll put my paint palette here so you can see it. So I'm taking the gorgeous Bright Fuchsia in the candle paint, and I'm just going to stencil it through. And it really does grab on to the candle. Okay, and my little bud up here. Okay, then I'll take my Dark Orchid and I'll start adding, you know, a little bit of shading around, and I'll come back in with my pink. There you go, and I'll just blend it in so you get a nice combination of the blend there. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come round with the green. So I've got the green candle paint here. Again, not too much, so I take it all off before I go on. Okay, and then you're just going to tap it through. Now when I come to this bit here, okay, I am holding it down, making sure it doesn't spring up because I've got that open edge. Okay, take it right down, come back up. There you go. Okay, so when we take this off carefully, hopefully. Ooh, lovely. There you go. So we have got beautiful, very easy to do, and we've got the shading on that as well. Okay, so what you can do then, what I've done on the other one is I started to use all the other elements then to build up the flower. Now you need to let it dry first really, but I'm going to go ahead and do this, and if it smudges we will not worry about it. Okay, so I'm going to try and hold this side down without smudging that too much. You may get a smudge. So again, I'm starting off with my pink, and I'm going to lightly dab that through. Again, you can do this with, we can do this with a sponge if you prefer. Okay, or any stencil brush would do. Okay, that's moved slightly on that one. Okay, my candle is moving away from me. And I'll take a little bit of my Dark Orchid, take the pink back again because I want to blend that in, I don't want any hard lines, and then I've got a little bit of green for my stem there, and hopefully it's not too much. There you go. So there you go. So we've got, so what we're building a flower, so using other parts of the stencil we are building our design around that. Okay, so what we would do then is we're going to carry on building our design around. So if I just do one more, so that's why I use the plate, because it holds it, sort of holds it in place whilst I'm doing it. Okay, so if we just do one more flower, and then, so we're going to pop it down. Okay, there we go. Hold it down as much as you can. I should put a little bit more stick and spray on mine. So again, dabbing it through. You see it covers so well, this paint. Marvellous. And if you've got candles, the colours you don't like, these paints will colour over them. So you can create your own, on top of the candles you've already got, you can create beautiful, beautiful designs. I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to try and hold that down a little bit tighter. I'll go back in then with the green. Beautiful Christmas green this is. There we go. And then when we release that, so very, very easy and quick. So we've built our flower there, and then we're continuing to add our design all the way around. So we'll go around with the flowers. Okay, and then once we've done the flowers, we can come back in. I'll show you now. So we've gone round with our flowers. Okay, I could do one more little piece there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop just that little piece there, and I only want the stem. This is where you can start designing your own. Okay, so I just want to go down with the stem there. Okay, any extra bits I can brush off in a minute. Okay, so there we go. Let's take that down. So I've got my stem. Okay, so I've gone there. And what I'm going to do then is I want to come in with this little flower here. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my pink again. I'm sorry if you can't see it. I'll show you as soon as I come round. It is an awkward angle to get to. Okay, so I'm just going on with the bright fuchsia and then a tiny bit of the dark orchid. I'm squeezing my brush a little bit here because the flower is smaller. And I'm going to go back over with the pink. And then when I put it off then, I've got a little flower then to cover in my gap. So then we can do is add some butterflies in. I think we need to add some detail in there as well. So I'm using the butterflies from a different stencil this time. So I'm using the butterflies from our gorgeous butterfly circle stencil, one of our new ones. Okay, so I will just avoid that wet piece there. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of our golds and things, and we're just going to add some butterflies in. Whatever you want, wherever you want. I'll just bring that down, hope you can see. So I've got my butterfly here. I'm taking off some of the paint because I don't want too much to go on at one time. And I'm just again lightly going through, gently through my stencil. You see, hopefully. And I am going to add in a little bit of pink because I can't resist a little bit of pink around the outside. So I'm adding a highlight of pink around there, going back where it joins just to join that up. You see? So we've started to build our details all the way around. We've also got some tiny butterflies. So I'm going to use lots of different, there you go, lots of different butterflies around here. And again, I'm just using the paint that's left on the brushes to blend in. There we go. Okay, so another one there. Then what we can do is we can start adding, so I'm using all this. Can't resist the butterfly. Who can resist butterflies? Nobody can resist butterflies. Okay, so just going to pop that on there. Again, blending out slightly. So we've got a nice little edge on there. Okay, so you can see how we're building our design. A couple more around here. I've got to remember that is still wet. Okay. And I think we'll have down here. Hope that doesn't smudge it too much. There we go. A little bit there. But you can see how quick. Now I like a brush because, excuse me, because I like texture. If you go on the tool, it gets a smoother texture. With a brush, you get more of a risen texture. Okay. Then on here also, I've got some tiny little butterflies. So I thought we'd just put a couple of little dark orchid butterflies on, just here and there. Can you see? Okay. I'll just put a couple more here, just to show you how we build a design, and then so just to show you how we go about doing it. So we've got our beautiful flowers there. We've got our gorgeous little butterflies. Okay, in there, and you're just going to build that design all the way around. Then what else you can do is we've painted some on as well. So I'm just going to move this out your way. So if I get a brush now, I am no, Sue always tells me off for this, but I am no artist. But even I can flick paint. Okay, so I've got the green. Okay, and all we do then is you just go into, you see, we're just going to flick it wherever you want the grass to be, and it depends how much detail. I tend to put a light of this, little coat of this like this now, and then I'll go back and do little clumps in darkening it as I go round. Okay, so again, just flick with no, I mean, I've got a really old brush here, you can see the state of it. I don't know if you can see the state, look. So again, I'm going to brush that so you get some nice little, you don't want the bottom of the candle, you know, you wouldn't have nothing at the bottom of a flower bed, would you? So, okay, so I am flicking, okay, just flicking, so butterflies to go behind the grass as well, so just flicking, because this brush is old and thing, I'm getting some nice little flicks there. You could use a fan brush would do this as well, you get some really nice effects with the fan brush. Okay, so again, just flicking around till you're happy. So you've got your lovely foliage at the bottom and your it's going round. Okay, so that is the painting, how easy it is to stencil with our gorgeous paints. Okay, still just waiting for that paint to dry. Just to show you though, if you like Christmas, then you can use, just stencil through. So it's been backwards and forwards to the studio, this one. So you can just stencil through again. I've used the bright fuchsia. I've used the dark orchid here. But again, straight through the stencil, blended two colours together. And that is just a great for your table decoration. Okay. So, if we get the plate back in. Excuse me. Okay. Let's have a feel. Right, I'm going to give that a 2-second blast of the hairdryer because I want to make sure. I think that'd be good for what we need. Okay, so our plate is like this at the moment. So we've got the crackle there. All right. So now we want to put our back colour on. Now with the back colour, I'll put it here so I can paint on it. A little bit damp. You let it dry longer. Okay. So I want this colour now, it's going to show through. It's going to take me a couple of coats to do it. So I'm going to bring back in my my Starlights. Okay. And I'm going to get some more of my Chartreuse out. Because I'm going to do a nice coat of this. There we go. And I actually apply this then with a sponge dauber. I just find it's easier and quicker. And for the area we're doing, because it's a larger area, I just find it really easy. So I try and make sure my paint is evenly on my sponge. And what I'm going to do then is you're going to pounce across the back. Okay, I'm saying this will take a couple of coats. Okay, there you go. I think none of my tools are quite dry. There you go. So just pounce it all across the back. Okay. You could use a sponge, your normal ink blending sponges. They do a good job as well. But I'm trying to cover it quickly so I can show you the finished results. There we go. Again, nice and easy. What a lovely way to present, whoops, a gift. Would be on a beautiful little plate that you've designed, the candle to match. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay. There we go. So I'm tapping. There we go. So we cover the whole back then. I say this will need a couple of coats, okay, because we've got lovely deep crackle on this plate, so you're going to need a couple of coats. I mean, you could do this and then put a coat of acrylic on the back, and that'll give you two different colours coming through. So I'm going to lift this up. I will smudge some of it, but I will lift this up now so you can see. Okay, so we have now, oh, it's upside down, you don't want to see that. Let's go around this way. Okay, so you can see now, Can you see the colour coming through? You can see through those cracks now, you've got a beautiful gold shimmer. There you go, you can see it there. And the flash of that lovely flash from the gorgeous Starlight paints as well. But how easy is that to do? And what a gorgeous little gift you'd have that all done. I put the candle with it. I put a couple of little wrapped up chocolate, and I put cellophane over that. Oh, there you go. You can see that. Good. That's it. Lovely. Again, I need a couple more coats, I think, on the back. But again, wrap it up with cellophane. There's a little parcel on that and make a fantastic gift. So I'm going to pop that back there because we're going to leave that to dry. And I will put more coats on. There we go. Oh, see, I told you I'm a messy crafter. I really am a messy crafter. So I do want to bring back in the finished projects. You can see how quick and easy. What I would like to do was show you is how quick these do cover a candle just before we go. Okay, so ooh, got green on that one now. So we're gonna have a whole mixture of colours on this. So you can see, I can see why I was practicing. Got to practice, haven't you? So what I could do is, if you take this, because this is the hold on, my candle plate's on this plate. Let's get the right plate for you. Okay. Okay, and then I can take some of the gold. Yeah, and when you sponge it on, okay, look at the coverage on that. One coat, I mean, look at that coverage against that. Okay, so I'm going to go against on this, okay, but when you do this, okay, look at that coverage on that. So you could coat any candle you like. If you don't like the colour of it, recolour it. But look at the coverage on that, how quick that was. And again, I mean, if you want to add in, you know, your highlights, different colours, then you could have a pinky gold. You're just going to mix that in with it on the candle. So there's so much you can do with these to get so many different effects. This will take, you need to let it dry then, okay. It's going to take, yeah, I'd say, you know, it's going to be a couple of hours before it's touch dry, but I give it a few hours to dry completely. Okay, so if you've got a couple of hours and you touch dry, you could then stencil on top of this. You know, you can actually stencil on top once you've done it. But look at the difference in that from the colour it was there, and we've gone over the green. You can't see it, and the coverage is fantastic, isn't it? So I just wanted to show you that. Let me just grab something behind me. Just going to get it now. I haven't got the finished sample, because Sue's got the finished sample. I just wanted to show you this, okay. So this is what I did on one I did on the show, okay, where we put rice paper onto the candle. So we've melted it onto the candle, and then we've applied the paint onto it to blend it all in. So really another easy way of using it. That would be for decoration only. Obviously, you wouldn't be able to burn it. But then what I've done here is where I've taken it and I've done the thing on here, I've actually stenciled with the waxes on top. It's all nice and dry now. And then I've used the snow paste, icy snow paste then to start piping the candle around and also give it a snowy effect at the bottom. But this is the candle paint, although you wouldn't burn this one because it is for decoration, but it gives you such a good coverage, and the stencil on there, you pick up every little detail, and that's because the paint bonds itself to it. So let me just pop all those to one side for you. Here we go. So I'm going to bring the camera up so we can have a final look at all the, so that was our plate. Okay, that's it's finished. And I'm trying to get which of my finished candle. Here we are. Got a little glass plate there. And that is the finished candle. So as a little gift, you can wrap it up together. Be really nice. I mean, you could stand it on there if you wanted to. I got a little glass plate. So I made a lovely little gift there with a candle. It's easy to get hold of. A little glass plate, very easy to get hold of again. I actually got this in the Crafts Companion store. Okay. And then little plate, these little glass plates, have a look online. They're only about 90p, something like that. But what a little gift that could be. Okay, so I'm going to bring the camera up now. Oops, here I am, sorry. Move that away. I'm just going to recap what we used. Now all these products are available on the Crafts Companion website. It's www.crafterscompanion.co.uk. Here we go. So we have got, I'm sure I've got one missing. So, oh, there we've got the green. Okay, so we have got the gorgeous Christmas green. We have got the lush bright fuchsia. Really, really nice. Look at that, really nice. We have got the pearl, which I always say pearl or the white. It's always a magic bullet, no matter what range you buy. If you buy them in the Starlight, it's going to add make more pastels and make tints. And if you buy it in this, same way round as well, and you can actually add and make these colours lighter by blending your own. This dark orchid, it does look black, but it's gorgeous, gorgeous, rich, deep purple. And I love this because I got this obviously in the Starlight paint. We got it, and we got it in Starlight waxes. And we've even got it in the Starlight texture paste, which is gorgeous. Okay. Then I've got a beautiful Christmas red there. Okay. I got the silver. And we've got this gorgeous, rich gold. Gold and silver together look amazing. You want to try those together. Okay. We also used our fabulous Crackle Glaze. This is, I love this. I will be using it on the next show, 10th of October. Different ways you can use it. You can use all sorts of techniques and surfaces. And I'll see what I can pop on the show for that. Okay. Then we've used some of our gorgeous Starlights onto our glass plate. So again, the bright fuchsia, the chartreuse we've used. I've used the island blue. There we go. And I've used this gorgeous emerald. And I did use black to do the underlying parts of it. Okay. I've used some white paint, and of course my ultimate for my stencils, my Crafts Companion stick and spray. Really, really useful, along with the stencil brushes. Now the stencils I used today were this gorgeous, it is my favourite, and I can't help it, that will be my show in October as well. I love it. So that's your butterfly circle stencil. Got lovely, lots and lots of bits you can use on that. This one that's got tape all over it is our gorgeous Rose Fairy. So many different elements you can use. You can even paste these, you can use your paints through them, you can cut them out, you can 3D them, make them into flowers. And this gorgeous butterfly here on acetate with your sparkle medium looks amazing. Okay, and then we use a couple of our little stencils, which you can't see now. We use the, oh there it is, I've buried it under my paint. Lovely, lovely birdhouse one. But I love all these little elements, you see. You can build up your vignettes and your scenes, bring people really into your story. And these lovely birdhouses and these birds. I love all these little elements on there. So I hope you enjoyed that demo. Again, if you've got any ideas, any products you want me to use, then let me know, because that's what we've done for the last couple of weeks. And thank you to the ladies who gave us the ideas, because it's nice to do something you want us to do, and I really enjoy doing that. I am back again now next Sunday, 7 PM. Again, I can't tell you what I'm doing because I don't know yet. You got any ideas? Let me know. Okay, but I will post it on Saturday to let you know what we're doing. Okay, so I'm hoping to see you there. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a fabulous week. Don't work too hard, and I'll see you next Sunday at 7. So thanks so much. I'll see you soon. Bye.